Hey friends, I decided to make a video today because one of my favorite things to do is turn my friends into fellow hula hoopers. So what I thought I would do is just give you a couple tips to help you get started. And the first tip is to go out there and get yourself a hoop, because as soon as you have a hoop of your own, you can play with it every day, you can practice whenever you want, and you'll really start to get a feel for how that particular hoop moves and start to get a feel for your own flow. So there's a couple of things to keep in mind when you're looking for a hoop. And the first is the material. So what I would recommend for a first hoop is HDPE. If you haven't seen or heard it before, this is what it looks like, just HDPE. And that's what I recommend for your first hoop because it's a little bit heavier than Polypro, so it's going to be a little bit easier to learn on. The other thing to keep in mind is that different sellers are going to measure their hoops differently. There's two different ways. There's inner diameter, measured from the inside of the hoop to the inside of the hoop. And then there's outer diameter from the outermost tip to the outermost tip. It doesn't really matter which measurement the seller uses. Just keep in mind that inner diameter is going to be about 1.5 inches shorter than the outer diameter. So I've got my first hoop here. It is a perfect example of a first hoop. It's 3/4 inch thick, which is a great place to start. As you get better and better, you may want to go smaller to maybe a 5/8 inch or even a 1/2 inch hoop, but you'll definitely want to start with a 3/4 inch wide. If you really want a super slow moving hoop, you can start with a 7/8 inch hoop, but you'll probably find that you'll want to progress pretty quickly to a 3/4 inch. This is HDPE, and it's a 37-inch outer diameter. So I'll show you what it looks like on me. It comes up to about the top of my hip. Some people prefer their first hoop to come up to their belly button. It doesn't make a huge difference. Just keep in mind that the bigger hoops are going to move a little bit slower and smaller hoops are going to move a little bit faster. I was lucky enough to find my hoop in San Francisco just by the girl who had made it. But the rest of my hoops have come from Etsy. It's a great place to find hoops of all different colors and sizes and materials. So I encourage you to have a look. You're also going to want a couple different hoops because different hoops move differently and you'll learn different tricks on each. So a really fun project that I recommend is going to pretty much any toy store, and you can find they're under $10, usually just the sparkly hoops with the water inside. And what I did is I got one of those and I poked a couple holes in it and I drained all the water out and then spun out the rest and then just wrapped the hoop in regular duct tape. And this gave the hoop a really nice bounciness and a really nice weight. So it's been a great hoop to learn new tricks on, and it's actually how I learned to hoop on my shoulders. So if you feel like a fun project and trying to make your own, I highly recommend it. As you get better and better, you're going to want smaller and smaller hoops, and you're also going to want to try Polypro, because Polypro is really light and reactive, moves really quickly. I just wanted to show you the bounce. And Polypro is really great for off-the-body moves as well. So what I recommend is just to learn your hoops on the learn your tricks on the bigger, heavier hoops, and then just transfer that knowledge over to the Polypro. That's what I've done, and it's worked really well for me. That's pretty much everything I wanted to talk about today. So go out there and get yourself a hoop and start playing and have fun. Thanks for watching.